Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into one of the most curious and creative cards in the deck, the Page of Cups. This is the card of emotional beginnings. You know, that first little whisper from your heart, or those intuitive messages that seem to pop up out of absolutely nowhere.
So here's our plan. First, we're going to meet the page and break down all its cool symbols. Then, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of its upright and reversed meanings. And finally, we'll look at some real-world advice for love, career, and money. Ready? Let's do it.
All right, first up, let's get to know the Page of Cups. Now, don't just think of this as a picture on a card, think of it as a character who's inviting you on an adventure. It represents that first little spark of a feeling or an idea. Astrologically, it's known as the Earth of Water card, which is a fancy way of saying it's time to take our deep, flowing emotions and give them some kind of real-world, tangible form.
So, at the end of the day, what's this card really trying to say? Well, it's an invitation. It's basically tapping you on the shoulder and asking you to get curious about your own feelings, to play with your creative side without judging it, and to finally start listening to your gut. But what does that actually mean for you when this card shows up in a reading?
Okay, this is where it gets really fun, because the symbols tell a whole story. You've got this young person who's basically a stand-in for our own inner child, just full of wonder. They're holding a cup, which in tarot is always about emotions and our subconscious. But then, and this is the best part, a fish just pops its head out. It's such a perfect, weird metaphor for those sudden aha moments or creative ideas that leap out from the depths of our own minds. You know, that big wavy sea in the background.
So what happens when the Page of Cups shows up upright? Well, it's a huge, wonderful signal to open your heart. This is a time for brand new creative ideas, for trusting your gut, and just letting yourself feel a little bit of magic. And this chart just lays out the card's split personality perfectly. On the left, when it's upright, it is all about open, flowing, positive energy, curiosity, new possibilities, happy news. But when you flip it over, that same energy gets all tangled up and leads to things like creative blocks, self-doubt, and insecurity. It's the same core feeling, just heading in two totally different directions. So what it all boils down to is this: an upright page is an invitation from the universe. It's asking you to be a little more vulnerable, to let your true feelings come to the surface, and to actually follow those little intuitive nudges, even if they make zero logical sense right now. It's all about getting back that childhood feeling that, yeah, anything is possible. This quote absolutely nails the vibe of the upright page. It's all about trusting that fish in the cup, that weird, sudden message from your gut, and having the guts to actually follow it and believe that something new and exciting is right around the corner. Okay, but what happens when that cup gets turned upside down? When the page shows up reversed, all that beautiful energy gets blocked or twisted, and it usually points to some inner challenges that we kind of need to face. You know, one of the biggest things the reversed page points to is a creative block. You know that feeling, right? The ideas are there, they're swimming around inside you, but you're just struggling to let them out. Maybe it's because you're scared you'll fail, or maybe you're just worried about what other people are going to think. So a reversed page is like a gentle friend asking you to look inward. It's asking you, hey, are you acting out because you're feeling insecure? Are you just daydreaming all day to avoid a tough situation? It's a call to be compassionate with yourself, but also to honestly look at what's holding you back so you can start hearing your own inner voice again. Now for the fun stuff. Let's get really practical and see what this card has to say about one of the biggest parts of our lives: love and relationships. When it comes to love, the upright page is all about that sweet, innocent, first crush energy. It could mean someone new is admiring you, or if you're in a relationship, it could signal things like a proposal or just rediscovering that sense of wonder with your partner. But reversed, it's a bit of a warning sign. It might be pointing to a one-sided crush or highlighting how some emotional immaturity is causing problems. But hey, the Page of Cups isn't just about romance. It has some seriously important things to say about our careers and our bank accounts too, especially if you're in a creative line of work. So at work, an upright page could mean good news is on the way, or it might be a big push to follow a more creative path. Financially, it's hopeful, but it's also saying, hey, do your research before you invest. Now, when it's reversed, it can show up as that frustrating creative block at work, or it could be a major red flag that you're in denial about your finances and making risky emotional decisions with your money. And this right here is probably the most important lesson from the Page of Cups, no matter which way it lands.
It's amazing to be a dreamer. That's where everything starts. But this card is a gentle reminder that you also have to be a doer. Inspiration is the spark, but you're the one who has to actually build the fire.
So, what can you do right now to bring more of this good energy into your life? Well, you can start by staying open to those weird little ideas. Be brave and actually tell someone how you feel. Follow your curiosity wherever it leads. And maybe most important of all, connect with your inner kid. Go have some fun.
And hey, if you're just looking for a straight answer, it doesn't get much clearer than this. In a yes or no reading, the Page of Cups is an optimistic, gentle, but very clear yes. It's encouraging you to move forward, say yes to new things, and just be open to learning something new. So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. The Page of Cups is really all about listening. So take a quiet moment and just ask yourself, what is that little fish in my cup trying to tell me right now? If you were truly honestly open to hearing it, what new beginning is your heart asking for?
Continue your tarot journey by liking, subscribing, and checking out our books. The link is in the description below. Until next time, goodbye.